Justin Scott, Iowa State Director of American Atheists. We have Thomas Heckroth. Really quick, there are many atheists and non-believers in Iowa that are very concerned about the attack on the separation of church and state. We like to call it the separation between religion and government. Often it's not the churches that are trying to do these things. It's a lot of times lawmakers that try to use their religion to push an agenda. What does separation of church and state mean to you, and how do you plan to uphold it or strengthen it?
Well, I believe in the Constitution. I believe the Constitution is clear that there is a separation of church and state. And I believe in the ability of non-believers and believers to make their own decisions and to practice their beliefs as appropriate. Now, I don't think anybody should be subjected to discrimination. I don't think we should use religion or non-believing to be a form of discrimination. And I think we need to make sure that we are a country of rules and a country of laws, and I would work to enforce those laws appropriately.
Perfect. So with the idea of laws coming out, you see a lot of Religious Freedom Restoration Act bills that turn into laws. You see a lot of legislation that's proposed that tries to weaponize religion. Should you be elected in November and you start to see that happen, how do you plan to challenge that, to stand up against that, to speak out against that?
Yeah, I think I would vote against those laws. And I think that's the first thing that you're called to do as a representative, is to listen to your constituents and then vote against laws that would potentially do harm to them or allow harm to be done to them.
Recent estimates say that as many as 20 to 25% of Iowa is either atheist or non-religious. How do you plan on riding that wave and really trying to harness that power in office? How do you plan to speak to us, those of us that really enjoy science over, religious beliefs or deeply held beliefs? We want to use evidence-based solutions to problems. How do you plan to speak to us? How do you plan to engage us and bring us into government?
Sure. Well, I think what we really need to be doing in government is focusing on what those actual solutions are. We need to use science, we need to use reason and logic in order to make sure that we are finding solutions and moving forward. I don't think that's unique to atheists or non-believers or believers. I think it's a matter of understanding what our goal is and figuring out how we actually get there. That's why we have science, that's why we have reason. And I would work to make sure that we are making sound decisions in government based on science and logic and reason.
Awesome. Last question. You've probably never done this, so this might be putting you on the spot a little bit. If there's an atheist or a non-religious Iowan sitting out there in the 1st District, out in the middle of nowhere, eastern Iowa, that has no idea who you are and wants to hear why they should vote for you. You've made a lot of good points about a lot of other issues tonight, but how would you speak to that atheist or that non-religious Iowan that wants to hear how you're going to make their life better?
Well, I don't know that it's a unique situation. I think my message of investing in people, ideas, and infrastructure is what resonates, I think, with all Iowans. Because frankly, everyone wants and needs a chance to get ahead, a chance to make a decent living, and an economy that works for everyone. Right now, we have too much concentration at the top, and all of the benefits are going to people at the top and corporations. We need to make sure that we are making a case for building from the bottom up. Like I said, through investments in people, ideas, and infrastructure. And that will help everyone, no matter if you're a believer or not.
How do voters get a hold of you? How do they learn about you?
They can go to my website, thomasheckroth.com. You can email us at thomas@thomasheckroth.com. You can follow us on Twitter, Heckroth for Iowa, I believe, and then on Facebook at Heckroth for Congress. So
excellent. Thank you for taking the time to hang out with us in this hallway.
No problem. Thank you, Justin.
Thank you, sir.